was going to take my jacket off, but we haven't done this yet. So, Spurs, Pistons last night, top of the East, second in the West, 9 straight for the old Spursy Spurs. 114-103, your final. Wemby, 21, 17 rebounds, 6 blocks. The Cell finishes with 28. Castle had 16. It's a little bit of a weird night for Cade Cunningham. We'll say that. 16 points, 10 assists. But longest win streak of the season, obvi. They reached, remember we talked about reaching 40 before your 20th loss, the 40 wins?
They did it.
They've officially done that.
They qualify?
So they are now probably going to win.
Title contender.
They are now officially contenders, according to Phil Jackson, by the way. Okay, now it's starting to happen a little bit more now. People talking while they're calling the game saying, you know, screw the future. They could do it this year. Is anybody on that boat yet?
I think after watching that game last night and seeing the intensity and seeing how they kind of matched the physicality of the Pistons, and early on in the chat, we were talking, you know, they tried to be extremely physical. That's going to be the scouting report against Wemby moving forward.
Yeah, y'all were real negative.
For the rest of his career, right? The Pistons did that. And it took some time for him to adjust, took some time for them to get going, but then, boom, Vassell gets hot, Champagnie gets hot. Like, they have so many different ways to hurt you outside of Victor Wembanyama. Their young guard core is insane with Castle and Fox and Harper. Like, they really have it all. They're one of the deeper teams in the NBA, but they're also sprinkled with some vets with experience. Guys like Harrison Barnes, guys like De'Aaron Fox. Like Cornette. They have a little bit of everything. So watching that game last night, first of all, it felt like the finals. Like, it felt like awesome. A really, really intense matchup that we could hope to see down the stretch in the finals. But yeah, after watching that last night, I kind of got the feeling like, okay, this team's not just, they're here. Like, they've arrived, and they are a real contender as early as this year, Beads. So wear that jacket.
I'm going to wear it proudly.
You know, Chandler hit it on the head. The only thing that I disagree with Chandler with, I don't think they matched the physicality. I think they adjusted and they played their game, and they started shooting threes, and they had a lot of success in the three-point line. So they didn't necessarily get wrapped up in a lot of the physicality that Detroit had success with in the first and second quarter. They came out after halftime, and you could tell they adjusted their game plan to the style of play that the San Antonio Spurs are playing, opposed to doing or getting sucked into a game that the Detroit Pistons like to play, which is a more physical game, which is a more grind-out game. Instead, they start running, playing faster. You know, the lead that they got out too early was because of the pace that they played with, right? And I think once, you know, we start pushing Wemby around a little bit, start grabbing them, they kind of got into a tug of war. After halftime, I feel like they got back to their roots of how they played, and those were the adjustments they made. And you got to give Mitch credit for that, being a great young coach and understanding, hey, listen, guys, we can either get caught up in playing the way that Detroit wants us to play, or we can stick to our guns and play the style of play that we have. So even though this is a young team, they made a lot of veteran moves last night that gave me confidence that they can make a deep playoff run.
What do you think happens in halftime? Because you on the thread last night were A, making me very angry, but B,
I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
Being honest.
You're talking about Wemby and being a bit soft, and when
no, hold on.
I didn't say that. You said he wasn't ready for the physicality.
Right under the bus.
That's soft. That's the
Let me pull it out.
You know what? Yes, please pull up the thread. I want to quote.
Hey, listen, don't make my life hard today.
You're not ready. He said he's not ready for the physicality.
Yeah, and
he said that. He said that in a private text thread.
Are we not supposed to
What is going on?
Okay, I take it back. Redact it.
No, but again, I think there was a moment in that game where all of those guys adjusted to it, and they even start pushing back. And you can tell Detroit's game plan was to go out there and deliberately be that way towards Wemby to see how he would react to it. And it took him a while to adjust and get back to the game that he played, and he still wasn't efficient. And so I don't want to make it a thing where it seems as if, you know, he wasn't ready for the physicality or he's soft for any of those things, but you just want to see guys adjust to it, and I thought they did that in the second half.
Yeah, and I will say, like, we all know the Pistons are tough, right?
God,
we know that they're going to grind, they're defensive, they're going to
push you down.
Exactly. We don't think about that necessarily with the Spurs. So the fact that they were pushed and punched in the mouth early, and they did fight back, and they did play all 48 minutes and ended up winning this game pretty easily by the end of the game, was just a big, I think, step in the right direction for them. We know how talented they are. We know how good they can be offensively. We know how much success they had without Wemby. But now when they're whole, they're complete, and they're healthy, and they can still go, and they can beat the bully, that's a huge sign moving forward for this young team.
By the way, 5-1 against OKC and Detroit this season so far. You know, feeling to keep track of that or anything. The internet, which we love, is saying that the Spurs did the elusive triple platinum move, which was basically drafting Wemby, Castle, and Harper in consecutive drafts. Look, no offense to anyone else, but can we please give them a little bit of props? That's an impressive 3-year.
They didn't miss.
They didn't miss.
Not at all.
Perfect.
How?
Not at all.
How?
I mean, listen, they got really blessed with great picks. First of all, they got the first pick with the second pick, like that. Things worked in their favor to get in that position, right? But when you look across the league, and you look, obviously, OKC, SGA doesn't really count as a young foundation, I guess, anymore, but Chet and Jalen Williams, Houston's got some really young, good pieces. You can't look past the San Antonio Spurs. As far as those 3 guys and the youth and the future that they have, they're all going to make so much money. It's going to be interesting how they're going to work that out, because they got to pay all of these dudes, and Vassell is going to make a lot of money. Fox is making a lot of money. Like, these guys, like, they just cut Sohan, who I thought was like a solid player.
I was going to say, of all the guys that are like the quote-unquote push.
You saw the writing on the wall. Ain't no minutes here for me no more.
But I'm straight. Like, a game like last night, I feel like Sohan would have been valuable.
Like, that guy is valuable, and they're just so deep and so good, they had to get rid of him. Like, that's how good of a situation that they're in. So, yes, obviously there's some great young talent all across the league, but though, again, the fact that he has found this role in this niche, playing defense and being tough at such a young age, it doesn't happen. And the fact that he can play point guard, he can go and score 20 points, 25 points on any given night. And even if he doesn't, he's still so valuable just because how hard he plays on the defensive end is truly unbelievable. Like, you could put this guy on any team and he makes him better. Which is not like a system
remarkable
guy.
To me. Is there a team out there with a better perimeter and rim protector, like a duo, that you can name? Well, I get that the defenses are ranked, but
nobody else has Wemby.
Well, Wemby is 70% of it. I don't care how you cut it.
Nobody else has Wemby. I mean, maybe.
Isn't that a crazy thing? It's just like, no, nobody has.
Chet and Jalen Williams are pretty good. Like, they're both, you know,
but not.
Minded, but I mean, no.
I watched Wemby block a 3 after contesting in the lane.
I saw a guy turn down a 3 when Wemby was in the paint.
No, I saw, and they talked about it last night. Like, he affects everything and everybody.
Even the shots he doesn't block or even alter, the offensive player is thinking about it.
Like, you're running into an obstacle.
Jalen Durant almost missed the dunk because he thought he was in the area.
That's what I mean. Like, even if he's not there, you're still thinking about him.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cade, it was a rough night for Cade, 5 of 26, and we just had Stan Van Gundy on, still thinks of him as the top dog in the MVP talks. But for those who are perhaps not on the Cunningham train yet, would a game like last night change anything for you?
No, not for me.
No.
And I'm a big component of how guys start the game, right? And his first shot attempt was a runner from the free throw line, and I was like, man, I feel like he can get a better look than that, because you want to gain your confidence early in the game. You want to get a rhythm jump shot, or you want to get to the rim, or get a 3-pointer, something that feels comfortable to you. I don't see him shooting 4 or 5 of these free throw runners in a game. So if that's your first attempt, I was like, man, this might be a rough night. And unfortunately, it ended up being that. But this doesn't change anything for me as how we look at Cade Cunningham. This is a random Monday night in the NBA. Sure, it was a marquee matchup, but this changes anything. He'll look at film, he'll make his adjustments, he'll go out and bust somebody else's ass next
Well,
night.
they got OKC tomorrow, so that's a fun turnaround.
Wow, it's a tough stretch. It's just, like Coach just hit it on the head. Like, this team is who they are and what they are this season because of Cade Cunningham. So one game's not going to alter my opinion on him just because they lost to another really, really good team, one of the better teams in the NBA. So.
Amen.
This, as much as the Pistons wanted to be physical and make that a point early in the game, the San Antonio Spurs did the same thing with top blocking Cade Cunningham, being physical with him, denying him, making it physical for him, and making it hard for him, because that's what teams are going to do to them in the playoffs. And that was what Stan was alluding to, that in the half court, when it slows down in the playoffs, how are they going to get production when he's such the primary ball handler? That is my only concern with the Pistons.
Isn't this fun, though? The race for space is like legit.
It's on.
Like, it's happening. I'm a little bit still in shock. Robert Horry, his one critique, basically, and this is why he said Wemby is not in his top 5 for MVP, is because he's too inconsistent.